This is just a sample of the audiobook. To get the complete audiobook, access the link posted in the first comment.
He has thrown off his paper cap, and you see that his hair is not thick and straight like Adam's, but thin and wavy, allowing you to discern the exact contour of a coronal arch that predominates very decidedly over the brow. The idle tramps always felt they could get a copper from Seth. They scarcely ever spoke to Adam. The concert of the tools and Adam's voice was at last broken by Seth, who, lifting the door at which he had been working intently, placed it against the wall and said, "There, I've finished my door today, anyhow." The workmen all looked up. Jim Salt, a burly, red-haired man, known as Sandy Jim, paused from his planing, and Adam said to Seth, with a sharp glance of surprise, "What, dost think thee's finished the door?" "Aye, sure," said Seth with answering surprise. "What's the wanting to't?" A loud roar of laughter from the other three workmen made Seth look round confusedly. Adam did not join in the laughter, but there was a slight smile on his face as he said, in a gentler tone than before, "Why, thee's forgot the panels." The laughter burst out afresh as Seth clapped his hands to his head and coloured over brow and crown. "Three!" shouted a small, lithe fellow called Wiry Ben, running forward and seizing the door.
"We'll hang up the door at the far end of the shop and write on it, Seth Bede, the Methody, his work. Here, Jim, lend us all the red pot."
"Nonsense," said Adam. "Let it alone, Ben Cranage. You'll mayhap be making a slip yourself some day. You'll laugh on t'other side of your mouth then."
"Catch me at it, Adam. It'll be a good while afore my head's full of the Methodies," said Ben.
"Nay, but it's often full of drink, and that's worse." Ben, however, had now got the red pot in his hand, and was about to begin writing his inscription, making by way of preliminary an imaginary S in the air. "Let it alone, will you?" Adam called out, laying down his tools, striding up to Ben and seizing his right shoulder. "Let it alone, or I'll shake the soul out of your body." Ben shook in Adam's iron grasp, but like a plucky small man as he was, he didn't mean to give in. With his left hand he snatched the brush from his powerless right and made a movement as if he would perform the feat of writing with his left. In a moment Adam turned him round, seized his other shoulder, and pushing him along, pinned him against the wall. But now Seth spoke. "Let be, Addy, let be. Ben will be joking. Why, he's in the right to laugh at me. I canna help laughing at myself." "I shan't loose him till he promises to let the door alone," said Adam. "Come, Ben, lad," said Seth in a persuasive tone. "Don't let's have a quarrel about it. You know Adam will have his way. You may as well try to turn a wagon in a narrow lane. Say you'll leave the door alone and make an end on't."
"I've been affrighted at Adam," said Ben, "but I dunna mind saying as I'll let it alone at your asking, Seth."
"Come, that's wise of you, Ben," said Adam, laughing and relaxing his grasp. They all returned to their work now, but Wiry Ben, having had the worst in the bodily contest, was bent on retrieving that humiliation by a success in sarcasm.
"What was you thinking on, Seth?" he began. "The pretty parson's face or a sermon when you forgot the panels?"
"Come and hear her, Ben," said Seth good-humouredly. "She's going to preach on the green tonight. Happen you'd get something to think on yourself then, instead of those wicked songs you're so fond on. You might get religion, and that'd be the best day's earnings you ever made."
"All in good time for that, Seth. I'll think about that when I'm going to settle in life. Bachelors don't want such heavy earnings. Happen I shall do the courting and the religion both together as ye do, Seth. But you wouldn't have got me converted and shopping atween ye and the pretty preacher and carry her off."
"No fear of that, Ben. She's neither for you nor for me to win, I doubt. Only you'd come and hear her. You won't speak lightly on her again."
"Well, I've half a mind to have a look at her tonight, if there isn't good company at the Holly Bush. What'll she take for a text? Happen ye can tell me, Seth, if so be ye shouldna come up in time for it. Wilt be, what come ye out for to see, a prophetess? Yea, I say unto ye, and more than a prophetess, an uncommon pretty young woman."
"Come, Ben," said Adam rather sternly. "You let the words of the Bible alone. You're going too far now."
What? Are you turning round, Adam?